The way that family has changed for me the most, I think, was after, being in a band for a good amount of time and being on the road. It was like I started to understand what it would be like to have a brother, somebody that you were with like all the time, that you would have to figure out together, like if you could pull your money enough to eat or not,
Right.
stuff like that. That really like changed. I started to understand like how you could, somebody could drive you absolutely nuts that you would never in a million years want to spend time with them, but you spend time with them all the time and you love them, but you're like, this person, I'm going to kill them. You know what I mean? That was the first time that I kind of understood that duality,
Yeah.
And then a few of my band members, like, we've been a band for 25, 26 years now, are really family. You know what I mean? Where I've been so close with them that like brothers never have that. At some point they leave each other.
Right. Right.
16, 18 years in, whatever, they are not in the same house, but we just keep being in the same bus, in the same van, in the same,
Yeah.
And we also live together through a bunch of it too. And that's been really cool because some of them do have like huge families. So I feel like I like inherit them a little bit,
Right, right. The band dynamic is such a funny thing. I mean, I toured in bands for years, and it's like, I don't think people understand. People are like, you just like, what, you go play every night for an hour and a half, or whatever. It's right. And it's like, but the other 23 hours are, it's like, you don't understand what's happening. And it's, I mean, I didn't grow up with siblings, but no one who has siblings ever spent as much time with their siblings as anyone in a band on tour spends with their bandmates. It is constant. Sometimes you're literally sleeping in the same bed or in the same room.
Oh yeah, all the time.
It's really like every second of every day, and it would drive me crazy too. And then when it would end, I would miss it so much, so immediately.
Yeah. Somebody the other day was like, I know how it is, man. I tour. It's like when you're gone, you want to be home. When you're home, you want to be gone.
Exactly.
That's not totally wrong. That's kind of how it is. Yeah. And through that, I think too, like when we were first touring in Thursday, Steve was still in the closet. And then towards the, maybe 15 years in, he came out, and that was like such a big change in the band. It was like really like, it became like, he's definitely my family, like all, you know what I mean? Like I know things about him. I remember when, he was still in the closet. I've seen how much he's changed, and like, it's just, it changes you as a person to be that close with people who aren't like your partner.
Right.
You know what I mean? To have relationships that are like really close, and Norman also, who plays in Thursday now, but who didn't until recently. We've been close for a really long time, and we ran a record label together and have done gone through some pretty traumatic experiences with that together. But he's definitely somebody who, he's like, you are my family. You know what I mean? He's like, I left my family at a young age, and now it's about the family that I build, and like you're part of it, and I love that. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing I wouldn't do for Norman. You know what I mean? And that's just it's a feeling I didn't know when I was younger. I didn't have anybody that it was kind of like a little bit like, I'm going to make it. I'm going to survive. I'm not going to let anybody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in it for me. That's it.
More about the immediate future.
Right. I'm not going to be a bully tomorrow. Oh, I'm not going to get bullied tomorrow. Wait, I am. Okay. The next day, I'm not going to get bullied. No.